So, little bit of news in Amico land.
Oh,
as of last night, and it looks like things have maybe escalated a little bit. We got this coming in at 10:59. So, as of yesterday, the Start Engine campaign for the Intellivision Amico was shut down early.
the fourth crowdfunding
campaign was shut down early with $58,000 raised. They were saying that the minimum offering was 10K, which means that at 10K they would get the money. But even in their SEC filing, I think they were saying they were hoping to get at least like 100,000. I think was that was like the lowest amount of money they had done the math for to like see how long it would make them last. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, sure.
They're like, okay, if we only get 100,
they really want 5 million, but
but if we only get 100, we can do, 2 months. Well, they didn't even hit that.
And I guess they decided it'd be worse to try to keep it open because there's been nothing. This is 3 weeks of this campaign, and there's been nothing the past like week and a half. It seems like nothing.
Right. I think like it was maybe I know I saw a couple. Maybe that was even last week. A couple more like of the investments that show up and then get pulled back, like the 2,000. There was like a $2,700 investment that kept going in and out.
I think they got to 60 was the highest.
Yeah, they got to 60 at one point, and then they dropped back down to 58.
I mean, it's still a tragedy that there's $58,000 more lost. But hey, maybe some of this was insiders basically pumping it up because you don't know, because you don't see the amounts. But when they
okay, so. Basically, this happened on the 28th. Phil Adam said in a previous interview that he would be he was committed to an announcement by the 28th.
By the end of February.
Maybe it'll be the first or something. I think he said he was trying to give himself leeway room, but he did say at one point he was committed to saying something on the 28th.
To like a launch date update. Not saying it's going to come out, but like here's an update of where we're at.
Right.
That didn't happen, obviously.
That didn't happen, but this did, which I feel like says a lot. Now, after this was announced, there was some speculation on the internet. Well, okay, this means one of two things. They realized that this is not going anywhere, and it's done. They're going to make they're going to make one last weird attempt at this, and they need that money now, so they're closing it early. But what would the 58,000 really do?
It doesn't do anything.
Right. Or they found, and this is just as unlikely, they found some sort of additional investment that was so great that they didn't need this.
No.
So obviously, I think everyone assumed that it was bad. Well, we are getting this. This was sent to us via Twitter from at Jock Cartier. I don't know who this person is, but this person says, looks like the Dead Enders have got the news and are trying to spin for one last time while taps play softly in the distance. This is interesting.
Oh, I didn't see this. Is this from Reddit?
This is new. This is someone just sent me this link on Twitter. I'm not going to say the names. However, someone who has been
cultist.
Sure. I hate these stupid.
Pat Ian, fuck you.
That guy.
Oh. Sure. If the Amico doesn't come out, the ride was worth it. Made a ton of awesome friends I'll have for a lifetime. That's better than any video game console in an already crowded market with tons of options. Thankfully, me and my youngest have been enjoying the Evercade verse. Someone else followed up, who I will not mention. I've met a lot of good people through this whole thing, and all bound by a love of gaming. I'm grateful for that. That to me sounds like people who are wrapping it up, and this is the kind of talk that is coming from the people who have in the past received inside knowledge from Tommy.
The people that consider themselves friends of Tommy Tallarico.
And have had things like the SEC filing run by them days before it goes live.
You have the fucking balls to say fuck you to us when your little ride was on the backs of tons of pre-order money, people losing their money, and people taking advantage of for their fucking Republic investments and this that aren't going to see a fucking dime. Yeah, the ride was worth it. Tell that to fucking Holly and her dogs that invested $1,000 and got taken for a ride. How dare you?
Yeah, fucking idiots. This is all just fun and games.
Oh, the ride was worth it. Yeah, because you put no fucking money into it.
You had no skin in it other than your useless YouTube career. Anyways, I don't want to. I have avoided
the fucking balls of these people.
I have avoided almost the entire time saying anything about them, and I'm going to continue to until I feel like maybe we have our last final episode coming up.
Sure.
I'm going to save a lot of the words I have. However, back to what I was saying.
Last episode about the Amico or last in general?
Well, our when
it's time.
And that may, at this rate, with this acceleration, that may be next week. We'll see.
Sure.
However, the reason this is important is because, as I said, these are the people who have had the inside knowledge. Got to get that insider info from Tommy in the past. And other important things like the SEC filing, they got the heads up on. This, to me, is talk from people that sounds like they have finally realized the writing is on the wall.
They're defeated.
Yes.
Yeah. Go tell Holly that the ride was worth it out of her $1,000. Or it's people that are out of $5,000 or $10,000. Go tell them that it was worth it and see if they agree with you. I doubt they would agree that the ride was worth it. Fucking balls. That's unbelievable, these people. I can't believe people like this that are...
And so much of this was all...
It was transparent.
It was all an attempt to own us, too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'm not going to forgive anyone who actively decided to like this because, I brought it up last time. But I am going to say that anyone who actively decided to like the Amico because they didn't like us, you're a fucking tool.
Yeah, I'm not going to forgive, people that literally called us frauds in multiple videos. They're now trying to do the redemption tour.
Yeah.
They're never forgiven. It actually makes them more gutless to me, or the people they associate with. They're not forgiven. Because people have lost a lot of money with this. And that's not going to be forgiven. There's going to be a documentary made on this. I'm not saying I'm going to produce it. I can guarantee you a documentary will be made when the dust settles on this disaster. Let's look at some of the comments on Start Engine at the bottom here. People bringing up points. 21 hours ago, Frank J., not my Frank, said, just check your website FAQ and it reads this. We are currently targeting the release of Amico for the first quarter of 2022. They ask, are you in fact still targeting a Q1 release? If so, then why have you not confirmed this information?
And where is this coming from?
The Start Engine comments below.
Oh, okay.
If not, then why have you not updated your website FAQ section so close to the target release date? They never updated shit in the past. We always said that when they said their delay was happening in October 2020, they said it late August. They knew it wasn't coming out in April. They knew it wasn't coming out. And just pulled people along.
Well, they don't ever change the release date for the Amico. It took 3 months for it to get changed on the official Reddit.
It's ridiculous. Either way, Frank says, either way, this seems to be very questionable ethical business practices. And that is coming from a current investor from previous crowdfunding rounds and backer from the very beginning. So I'm sorry, Frank. Maybe you can talk to these cultists and it's worth it to them. Maybe it's worth it to you. Giving this, basically putting in this money so they can try to hang on to a worthless YouTube career. How long do you think you can keep up this continued campaign of misinformation? Now is the time for Intellivision to come clean with your fans and investors. No more deception will be tolerated. They're just going to disappear, Frank. File for bankruptcy and disappear into the night, probably. That's what this is leaning towards. And then David said both the CEO and CFO/CEO promised an update by the end of February, and yet all we get is more silence. Frank followed up. I have very little free time due to my business taking up so much energy, but I do follow the goings-ons of Intellivision just enough to get an understanding of the situation since I'm an investor from the beginning. I've had no choice but to search irrelevant YouTubers for information surrounding my investment. That could include us in Intellivision, which
I'm not particularly relevant. I mean, I
had to search Intellivision. I had to search irrelevant YouTubers for information surrounding my investment in Intellivision, which is so insulting to me. How a legitimate company can conduct business in this way. It seems that these very insignificant small groups of YouTubers from a market that is not even supposed to be a target market of Intellivision gets regular information that us prior investors do not get. I am so overwhelmingly appalled by how this company has treated investors in the past few years with constant misinformation coming from every angle. Intellivision has not sent any meaningful information regarding their official launch of this product in a very long time, which leaves me confused and thinking that I made a very poor decision by being fooled into investing. If we as current investors cannot trust the company that we invested in, how can they possibly expect new people to invest in a company that prefers the company of ambiguous YouTubers over releasing official information of Intellivision's own YouTube versus releasing information on Intellivision's own YouTube platform? Bravo. I mean, how... It's like I almost typed that basically because we said that the similar things. Like, how can you trust the company? It's run like a fucking clown show. I'm sorry, we're gonna say, Ian?
I don't remember. It's fine.
And then Frank again talking about why you respond to haters, but not people asking legitimate questions about this. And prairie dog hunters nowhere to be seen anymore on the comments.
I still can't get over a fucking CFO using the term haters. Like it got into his head. His head. I mean, his head is spoiled.
Well, it just shows you that just because someone puts that on a business suit or puts it on a nice shirt and a tie, pretends to call themselves CFO, doesn't mean they always act professionally. Doesn't always mean they have the best judgment. Doesn't mean they should be involved with the company.
I mean, most of the time, I think.
But I mean, like doesn't mean a thing. Yeah, I feel bad for Frank here. I feel bad for Holly. What I don't feel bad for is the people that, it was worth the ride.
Yeah.
The fucking balls. I mean, these are scumbags. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
People have lost money, and you're gleeful about it. You're looking at
sorry.
the video there?
I was, pulling up an Amico video, trying to look for something, but whatever. My bad.
Yeah, worth the fucking ride. All right, anything else before we go into a main topic? That could have been a topic again. I'm sorry. I get the ire gets raised when I see that shit. I didn't see that tweet until you pointed it out.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I checked because I think that really that to me feels like a.
Were those tweets taken down? Is that why they're screen captured, just in case?
No, I think it's just in case. I think it's just updating the news.
Someone in the comments Reddit said if they're making these comments, they've already been briefed. Tommy broke the bad news, and they're doing one final spin. Remember, these people get the news before we do.
I was checking the YouTube page just because I had read that basically like the moderation at Zadok Pate, you piece of shit. He basically abandoned the Amico.
Oh, I think he tried to slander me on Reddit.
Oh, he tried to slander both of us on Reddit. He's told a number of lies about me because he just likes to back the wrong fucking team constantly.
Is he the one that said I was racist against Italian Americans?
I have no idea. But his entire life is like the episode of Tom and Jerry where you're just walking, or a cartoon where you're walking around, and you just keep stepping on fucking rakes and they hit you in your face.
Maybe I'll apologize to you for a second or third time.
You can take that apology and shove it up your fucking ass. I usually don't get personal, but you have really pissed me off. So fuck yourself.
We got time for this, Ian.
Yeah, we do.
We're not doing the victory laps yet. That's still to come.
You enormous hunk of steaming fucking feces. Anyways,
back to the podcast.
Intellivision Amico, even the YouTube page, like there's no moderation anymore. That's what I was basically looking at. Like it's all just
on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube, no moderation. The official subreddit, no moderation. There's just nothing.
And Tommy's getting ready for his April air guitar session at Video Games Live in Tacoma, Washington. Interesting to see how that turns out for him.